Hello, hello, hello to all you manic people out there. This is Evil Number 4 coming at you with my third episode of Tyranny. Now, as you recall last time, we just finished up, what was this area called? Is the map up here? Nope, we have to... The Edgerine Ruins. We just got done here in the Edgerine Ruins. We did Conquest... and created our character too in the first one, and last time we got to see some of the combat, what some of the swordplay is like, and we're going to be moving on with the story now. Hopefully, it'll only take me 3, maybe 4 episodes more to get past this opening segment, maybe 2 if I really rush through it, but I'm going to try to show everything I know of in this area. So now to the disfavored camp. And we're in. Hail, Fatebinder. The disfavored scout nods at your approach. Cam's up on the head. Don't mind us, just clearing out the rabble. I still don't understand what I've done to offend. I respect that these are now disfavored lands, and I'm happy to give the Legion proper toll. But she's going on about trading rights. What nonsense is that? I'm not allowed to trade one thing for another? It's not like I'm selling weapons to angry peasants or anything of the sort. Let's see. The Overlord regulates all trade. If you lack the proper permits, your goods are forfeit. A trade permit? Well, how was I mean, to whom would I speak to for such a thing? Not us, and not our problem. Maybe march your butt to Bastard City and plead your case in front of Tunon. But we'll lighten your burden and relieve you of your wares first. That should make the long trek a bit more bearable. Anything to be argued before Tunon may be argued before me. What is there to discuss? We should kill this mongrel and... The warrior pauses, placing her hand in front of her mouth. If the Fatebinder wishes to weigh in on the matter... courtesy demands we listen. The soldier clears her throat, looking at you expectantly. This is a disfavored matter, but I know the agents of the court do love to throw their judgments around. Well, you can rob me now and have my supplies today. The merchant grabs a flask from his cart, or you can leave me alive and have fermented honey all year long. I even know a few family recipes for painkillers and healing draughts. Certainly an army will need this. He uncorks a small ceramic vial, and the aroma of cloves and lanolin assaults your nose. Let's see. Lore. What a coincidence. Your family recipe for wound paste smells just like the Scarlet Fury's own concoction. Where'd you steal this? I don't... The merchant tensed up, his face flushing red. I don't know what you're getting at. Yeah, picking over the collar. How stupid do you think I am? Slow down, I tell you everything, sis, don't hurt me. I found most everything out in the forest of the valley. I kept my head low when I heard sounds of combat, then I took a look and grabbed whatever wasn't claimed by the first victors. So then you stole from the disfavored dead? How else did you get your hands on that iron? The scout points to the merchant's cart. You would come here and sell us our own armaments? If anything has an owner, I will return it, but this iron would have turned to rust if left in the mud of the battlefield. The disfavored are few in number. Is that not right? You need a man like me to gather up supplies that would otherwise be lost. Let's see. Leave this cart as a gift for Graven Ash, then leave and never come back. Thank you, Fatebinder. I know others of your ilk would gleefully meddle in our affairs at every opportunity. The soldier turns her attention to the merchant. I hereby reclaim these trappings of the Overlord for use by the disfavored. If you want to live, take 2 steps to your left and don't move a muscle. The peddler shakes his head with a scowl and slips aside, as directed, spitting towards his own cart. Hagnon mutters a half-grumbled curse before placing his hands up in submission. Slow down a moment. I think we're both eager to watch the Archons bicker or attack us like a pair of magpies. But I need to ask you something first. What's that? The voices in the rot told me that you've come as a mediator. Considering the source, well, I can't help but feel I'm only hearing half the story. So let's have it. What's so special about you? Let's see, we can lie to her. We can, let's see. Did the voices in the rut ask you to spy on me? At a loss for words, Verse regards you with a momentary unease. Well, are you even surprised? He's the Archon of Secrets. Known in advance is his business, so is snatching up any advantage over Graven Ash. Those two compete like a couple of new recruits for a spot around the fire. It's not nefarious. The voices is just curious about why you're here. If you wanted to know more, you wouldn't be able to suss it out that easily. You wouldn't be able to suss it out that easily. You would have sent one of his scarier peons in my stead. Let's see. I'm here to deliver an edict from Kairos. That makes it crazy kind of sense considering how long this siege has taxed the armies. I can understand why Kairos would sent you with an edict to speed things along. Have you read it? Do you know what it says? The Archons must claim Ascension Hall by Kairos' Day of Swords. And pause this so you can read those. Or we will all perish. One more thing for the Archons to fight over. Well, thanks for cluing me in. If Kairos sends any lightning our way, to tell me when to duck. I really ought to be meeting with the Archons. The war tent is past the center of the camp. She nods towards the northeast. One last thing, be careful around the disfavored types. They take their work seriously. Most suffer too many blows to the head. Let's see. Anything else around here? If you side with him, he becomes a merchant. That you can talk with. Which can be useful, but I don't think he has anything really that special. The Stormcaller has arrived. The guard nods at your approach. It is an honor to welcome you to this favored camp. Must have been terrifying honor to be the mouthpiece of Kairos' magic. You lucky sod. Text. I have an important message for the Archons. If you don't mind, I'm in a hurry. Go on in. The soldier gestures towards the gate. The Archons are expecting you. You find them in the war tent, center of camp. Okay. Get some loot. LTU, guardian of the law. The man dressed in merchant's finery greets you with a smile. If you have a few excessive rings weighing you down, best unburden yourself before battle. For those of you who don't remember, iron rings are what they use for currency in this world. Continue. You know that if the disfavored suffer a merchant in their camp, there must be a man selling only the finest provisions and armaments. He points to his collection of shields, rations, satchels, wineskins, and other sundries. Take a look and see if something interests you. Most of these, the ones I did at least, if you do them will allow you to steal a little bit of some rings from him. Let's see if we can find something you might like. Let's see. What does he have weapon-wise? Nothing too special. Definitely want that. Camping supplies are good. That will be all our gold. I'll wait on that. Really tempted for that. Well, the sanguine scroll. Why okay? There are better things out there, so trading that here is usually a good idea. Let's see, there's a few other things here we can find. These type of games is always a good idea to go around and look. As far as I know, you don't get in trouble for any of this stuff right now.
Got it.
That was really loud in my ears. I might need to adjust the voices again. Let's see.
That wasn't so hard.
Let's see. Loot, loot, loot.
Curious.
It says found a hidden item. There we go. Right now, I'm avoiding most of the named characters because I know which ones have quests, and most of the ones that do, you can't really get the quest from until afterwards. After you talk to the Archons. Right now, I'm just looting. You can open that one. Yes.
It's all in the reflexes.
This guy. Istotanus curses the air as a blade of thin iron breaks in half beneath his hammer. Repairing weapons with scrap isn't exactly why I got into this craft where supplies are spent. He wipes the sweat from his brow and gets a better look at you. Why not forge bronze? Bronze are due in a pinch, but don't get me wrong. It can take a beating and get bent back into shape, unlike the stubborn iron we have here. He glances at a pile of his work with dread. And we always have plenty of tin and copper laying around, so supplies aren't the problem. It's a rare smooth who can churn out military-grade bronze consistently. More often than not, it comes out soft. Look around our camp. We're grabbing the Legion head to toe in iron because it's cheaper and easier to produce for the masses. Couldn't do that with bronze. I don't know if that's true or not, at least in the real world. Something to look into, I guess. They call the disfavor the Iron Legion for a reason. Strategy and skill may be our backbone, but our claws are made of iron. The good stuff that comes from the smiths and Lethian's Crossing. You mentioned an iron shortage? I'm afraid so. The last shipment sent down the Martini, but missing near Echo Call Crossing. I'm afraid we won't be seeing any more now that the valley is sealed. Forge brown iron is Tunon's responsibility. Why is this the first I'm hearing of it? Keep your voice down. He flinches and lowers his own. Graven Ash doesn't want to cause a panic or pass an information to the Varandian Guard. Best case scenario, the iron trembled off a boat and is rusting on a riverbed. Worst case, it ends up in enemy hands. If I find myself in Echo Crossing, I suppose I can keep an eye out. I appreciate that, as does the Great General. More than you might guess. Maybe he isn't quick to offer his thanks to outsiders, but I know he'd be grateful for your help. It'd be a boon to the war effort, if our iron is recovered. I'm here to help. I know I said earlier I was siding with the Scarlet Chorus, but I think we'll still have some favor with the disfavored for now. I knew that Tunon wouldn't have this past you without good reason. The court isn't exactly known for gambling when stakes are high. He glances to a crate beside him and points to a small set of notches on the wood. You see that? That is how we tell apart our iron shipments from the rest. Inconspicuous so people don't go snooping around. You want to keep your eye out for these. Good hunting. See, and then we can buy from him. Let's see. Iron. I'll wait to buy armor when we get to the disfavored camp. I do have other stuff I can sell. Gotta make that money. There we go. Navy cloth sandals, merchant boots, and the bronze helmet. Bit of advice for playing this game: unless you yourself are playing a tanky character wearing heavy armor, don't bother keeping it. The well, you'll see it soon. The one tanky character you get has special armor that can't be removed, and the other one doesn't wear armor. Okay, I think that's everything to be explored here for now. Let's continue on. About to meet the Archons for the first time. Get a feel for their personalities. There we go. Yesterday you chid me for wishing to wait. Now you suggest an even longer delay? Perhaps the voices in your skull ought to come to a consensus if they wish to be taken seriously. Good advice is flexible, changing with the moment. Besides, now you're agreeing with yesterday you... let's get closer.
That's 4 reports of avalanches in the mountains now. The Tearsmen can barely count past 9. They have neither the capacity nor the cause to close off the mountain passes. Either way, that leaves the 2nd and 4th cohort trapped outside the valley.
The Archon of War pounds his staff on the ground to punctuate his words. A large and imposing man to begin with. His profile is much larger still by his hulking suit of armor that hums with mystic energy.
Or it's the work of your perfidious Earthshakers. Only a fool would not suspect a traitorous Archon of poisoning the mind of his students with sedition. We would have killed the Earthshakers Guild for their master's treachery, but I'm sure you have some perfectly valid reason for allowing them to live as your pawns.
The Archon of Secret passes a scepter between his hands as he speaks, twirling the rod in hypnotic circles. You'll hear the voices in your head. Why, hello there, Feybinder. We'll be there with you in just a moment. Emerald luminescence seeps from the seams of the Archon's ragged red robes. The glow is most noticeable where his neck ought to be. His mask seems to float and spin, never pivoting or bending naturally.
Hey, watch yourself. When these two get going, you don't want to get between them.
First whispers fearfully as she beholds the Archons.
I always know you've run out of things to say when you resort to mocking my vassals. If we are to speak of treachery, why is it that my scouts see the Scarlet Chorus warriors defecting back to the Vendrian Guard? Your fearsome reputation has gone flaccid, for it seems you cannot control your soldiers, or perhaps you simply choose not to.
My lords, the Fatebinder has arrived. This favored commander raises her voice, trying with little success to speak over the Archons. Perhaps we could table this discussion and let our guest speak.
Speaking of strategic failures, who was it that insisted the valley would need only a token garrison? For some strange reason, we can't seem to recall which balding halfwit grossly underestimated the enemy. Thoughts?
The Archon of Secrets twirls his scepter in a twisting loop, his leather-wrapped hands flipping the heavy rod with an effortless flow. You hear the voices in your head. Can you hear us, Fatebinder? Cough, we have your attention.
And I thought you had left agents within these Tearsmen when they surrendered. Either you failed to see this coming, or you knew and let it happen. Incompetent or in cahoots, either way, this mess has your filthy stink all over it.
The Archon of War lurches forward, resting his weight on his war maul as blue luminescence crackle around his armor.
We look forward to seeing you explain to Tunon why the Archon of War could not close the vice on this trivial little insurgency. When we are crowned the ruler of the Tears, we shall have this place renamed to Ash's Folly in your honor.
The voices of Nerat tosses his scepter into the air, catching it as it descends back down. You hear the voices in your head. Good, now pay attention. You might miss something. Are you two just about done? They beg her like children, do they not? The fifth eye's grinding tenor pierces the tension of the tent, and all eyes land on the crimson spear. I meant only to say welcome to our guest, the Fatebinder, and not a moment too soon. The Queenslayer. Sensing your presence, the disfavored commander snaps a firm salute. No doubt your presence here will strike despair into the hearts of our enemies. Lord Ash, Lord Nerat, our guest is here.
Stormcaller, it is an honor to have you with us. I would imagine you are here with another of Kairos' edicts. Perhaps another catastrophe that will punish our foes for hiding behind... My soldiers tell me you helped Commander Drotus on your way through Eddring. You honor the court with your selfless cooperation, for that is the sort of camaraderie that Kairos demands of us all.
On the last of his words, the Archon War glares at the voices of Nerat, furrowing his brow as he utters the word Chrometry. See. Are y'all done bickering? I have an edict to proclaim.
My dear Binder, we won't be done bickering until the last of Ash's hair falls out. We'll pause for you to read your little missive. Go on, don't keep us all in suspense.
It seemed only yesterday you were proving your worth in battle, assisting my warriors in the siege of the bastard city. Now Kairos has chosen you for a second time to proclaim an edict. Tell us, good Fatebinder, what sort of punishment does the Overlord have in store for the Oathbreakers?
In honor of your incompetence and disarray, the edict will execute every living thing in this valley unless Extension Hall is taken by Kairos' Day of Swords. The earth sways with each word you utter, the air thickening with the warmth as you pronounce the tersely phrased commitment, and every syllable drafted by the hands of Kairos. With the edict proclaimed, your pulse quickens and the muscle in your leg, worn from a long trip down the mountain, feel renewed, the tired limbs now nearly buoyant with vigor.
The Overlord means to compel us into action. No doubt the avalanches in the mountains are part of this ultimatum. We must conquer the Oathbreakers or die in failure. There is no room for error, and no other way out of this valley alive. We'll need to advance across the Matani. We lose everything if we stand still. And we move to backup Plan Green. The Earthshakers didn't make it over the mountain in time. So we do this the hard way. Over the walls instead of through.
So you found your backbone at last! Oh, we were worried past humiliations would make you soft, timid. That was a record for you, right? The baker's dozen lost in one sortie. If you had waited for the chorus reinforcements, maybe we'd have eyes and ears on the matter.
The Archon of Secret passes his scepter from one hand to the next, chuckling softly with each toss. You hear the voices in your head. Watch them squirm. So many tears over replaceable, expendable, useless soldiers. I miss the old Archon of War. You'd never see Bloody Echo in a blabbling mess over a few dead killers. He used the knuckle bones of his best disciples for jewelry, and even made a plate breast out of his dead brother's ribcage, because that's how a real man deals with grief. That's a bit messed up. I'll admit that is somewhat messed up. Let's see. Are you?
You make it sound like you've been putting even the slightest effort into getting a foothold across the Matani, when all you've done is set your gangs to uncoordinated raids. You're the Archon of Secrets. Why is it you still don't know the enemy's full strength and capabilities? Maybe you know, and choose not to share.
Look, if you're afraid to send more troops against the Oathbreakers, just admit that you're a coward and allow us to take charge of the situation. The Scarlet Chorus will be happy to prove it can do what the disfavored cannot.
Are you too daft? It is your indecision and bickering that necessitates this edict.
Daft? Only fools hate their lives enough to insult our intellect. But, our dear Binder, your invective is not without purpose. Each moment we waste, death by edict draws closer. Graven Ash, we leave you to tackle the river. The chorus will scour the outer valley.
So that is what it takes to get you to agree to a plan of action. The threat of death? You place the Overlord in this position with your incessant arguments, but now we've actually agreed to do something. Kairos be praised.
No more sitting idle. I expect the disfavored to be on the march at once.
You've delivered your edict. Do not pretend it gives you the right to give orders to an Archon.
My Lord Barrick and his band have been drilled on Echo Call assault plan. The Crescent Runners should be briefing him as we speak regarding the latest enemy movements along the river. I'll dispatch him at once. The Iron Marshal salutes, clapping her gauntlet to her breastplate. And I will ensure the chorus stands ready to march. This favor can take the river. The chorus has the manpower to secure the outer ring of the valley.
Our soldiers clamor for battle, and at last we shall have it. Verse, we command you to continue guarding the Fatebinder. Tunan's chosen is our honored guest, and must be shown our finest hospitality.
I won't let you down, boss. He'll get through the campaign and win peace, as long as he doesn't do anything too stupid.
And before we forget, we have a debt to settle. Last year, when our warriors got confused about supply lines, so kind of you to understand how things get muddled in the fog of war.
Finally, the fool and his puppet are gone. Perhaps now I can hear myself think. Rarely do I question Kairos' judgment, but I will never understand why the voices of Narot is given such authority. I shudder to think what will become of us all should Tunon favor him in the end. Though the edict threatens the Scarlet Chorus just as it threatens us, I cannot shake the feeling that our allies will work against us. Queenslayer, I would ask that you join us in battle, if only for the satisfaction of your presence enraging the enemy. If you wish to be counted amongst the glorious, speak with the Iron Marshal. She will direct the order of battle until we are ready for the final push into the Citadel.
I'm short a few scouts, short a few soldiers, short a few everything. I'm sure my brethren would be graceful for the assistance of a skilled outsider. I'll be honored to help. The Iron Marshal salutes Graven Ash, then turns to leave the tent. I'll be at the training grounds, readying the soldiers. Find me there when you are ready. She pauses, clearing her throat. I thought I'm loath to mention it. The chorus can likely use your assistance. They certainly won't secure the outer valley on their own. Fifth Eye will be somewhere in that rat's nest they call camp due east. Seek him out if you must. Okay, let's see. A couple of things in here we can take. Now we got this counter up here. That's how many days we have to complete the edict, to take the enemy castle. Let's see. Taking the outer valley. Okay. Now we can pick up at least one quest here. There's like 3 at the Scarlet Chorus camp. No, looking at the time, this looks like a good place to end it, folks. Well, not as much action this time, but you get a bit more better idea for the factions and what a Fatebinder does, I guess. As you can see, the factions they're both evil, but they're different kinds of evil if you looked at it. The Disfavored are very much a lawful evil, to put it in tabletop terms. They are evil, but they follow the law. Well, their own interpretation of it, I guess. And considering their law they follow is created by an evil overlord, I guess that's purpose enough there. And then you have the Scarlet Chorus, definitely a chaotic evil group, which, as you can also tell, they are unnecessarily brutal sometimes, it seems. Then again, even the Disfavored are like that. But like I said, I wanted to try it with the Scarlet Chorus because I've already have a personal playthrough with the Disfavored, so be interested to see how that changes the game. Well, anyways, thank you all for stopping by for my 3rd episode, and I hope I see you all next time. Bye!